Greetings, everyone. We're good. Practicing the Siddhi of muscle after doing the Siddhi of bone marrow, tendon, and ligaments. Breathe and pay attention inside. We might miss a few people today because the time changes at a different period in America and Europe. So here we already changed the time, and in Europe, not yet. Let's see what happens there. The Siddhis of the last 2 weeks: Asti Majja, bone marrow. Asti Majja. Snayu, ligaments and tendons. Snayu. Asti Majja. Snayu. Asti Majja. Snayu. And you just say this in your mind. A little review is useful to give time to people to log in, but also useful for those who will see the video in the future. It's good to prepare inside, give us time to get into the mood. Always watch a video of mine like if you were in person in this room or watching live. Yo, look. So you focus inside and be happy. We're going to start class now. For reals. Two weeks ago, well, it was 3 weeks ago, I think I took a break. Not sure. We did Asti Majja, the bone marrow, which affects the bones, but the entire immune system. And then your mind has an effect of positivity, or clearing the negative. Then we did Snayu, the tendons and the ligaments, which is little elasticity, lots of flexibility, both in the body and the mind. Today we study the Siddhi of muscle. Muscles, plural, of course. The Siddhi is LasikA pezl. Now, this one, I'm going to ask one of my translators to write it because I forgot to send it to Raven. And it's quite difficult to say or to write LasikA pezl. I will spell it L-A-S-I-K-A, and the other word pezl, P-E-Z-L. Just that 4 letters. Pezl. It sounds like a Snoop Dogg Siddhi. Fiddle my weasel and wiggle my pezl, you know. But it sounds like muscle, the end. P-E-Z-L. There's no E, there's no second E in the way Raven just wrote it. But it's pretty good. LasikA pezl, just remove the second E. Pezl, it's not pezl, it's pezl, zl. Okay, like when we say muscle, sl, but with a Z. The word LasikA can mean many things, but it means muscle in the right context. The word pezl specifically means muscle, the object, in describing its function. Okay. So both LasikA and pezl mean muscle. So the Siddhi of this week is muscle, muscle. LasikA in its object, entity, and pezl in its function. Okay. Actually, another word for muscle in Sanskrit is snayu. That also means tendons and ligament. Okay, but in the context of Siddhi, snayu well describes the fabric and function of tendons and ligaments. And LasikA pezl is the Siddhi of what a muscle is. And it applies physical and mental. Okay. Many of you have not studied the language of the soul. Both the Hebrew and the Sanskrit language, the ancestral, the biblical Hebrew, and the antique Sanskrit from all times, when the first words were built, they were built with a simple system where every consonant and every vowel feels like something. Okay, I teach this system. It's too complex to teach in a half hour. I teach the system in a series of YouTube videos called Creative Forces. So for those of my students who did study the system, I like to analyze the letters. Like P means this, S means that, and this is what it does. If you want to follow easily when I explain the bijas of the mantras, you want to maybe check Creative Forces videos on my YouTube. Shivagam also has a Spanish version for sure, probably, hopefully. But if you don't go through the hassle of that, doesn't matter, because I still explain the basics of every Siddhi. Okay. So now we will explain the word LasikA. Many Sanskrit words that finish by A, the final A is muted, like it would be LasikA. But not this time. This time it is the big A, the long pronounced A, LasikA. Okay, LasikA pezl. So depending on the context, and actually in this case it's also depending on the intonations of the vowels. LasikA, 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 or LasikA. So the A's and the I, depending which one has the accent, it can mean a dancer, an actor, someone who does something, or muscle. Okay. So why do we start the Siddhi with LasikA? In this case, LasikA means muscle, but it is the same word structure that can easily become the actor or a dancer or someone who moves. So a muscle, the object of the muscle, is something that moves you. Okay? That's why we use LasikA to start that Siddhi. In the bija, La, Si, is go into the intention of power. Okay? Go deploy force. La, Si means go and deploy some force somewhere. And Ka is act, or the actor, the one who does that. Okay? So LasikA is the thing that intends to bring some power. Okay? And it means muscle, but it's the one who moves you. So that's LasikA. The second word of this Siddhi, pezl, it only means muscle. We use pezl when we want to describe a specific muscle, like the bicep. They say some huge word, pezl. The quadricep is another huge word, pezl. I don't know these precise muscle names in Sanskrit. Okay, never studied it. So pezl is commonly used in the description of muscles, specific muscles. But let's study the bija, the roots and the seeds of it. Pe is transmit. The Z, or Z, is power. Just pure feelings of power. And the final L is into, or penetrate. Okay, those who understand the language of soul, who have studied and practiced it, it makes sense. So pezl transmits power. You see, there's something similar with the LaSi, pour strength into, and pezl, transmit power. Okay? So one is the muscle is what acts, so it what makes you move, and pezl, it's how you transmit power to something else. Right? And LasikA pezl is muscle. Okay, in various contexts. That's the Siddhi. LasikA pezl. LasikA pezl. LasikA pezl. You think about your muscles. And you can feel where it joins your tendons. Every muscle is tied to a tendon on both ends. The tendons are stuck on the bones. LasikA pezl won't give you a bodybuilder body. It will make your muscles healthy, not necessarily strong or muscle mass. A tiny bit, but almost nothing. You see, the health of the muscle is its ability to regenerate. You can have a very strong, let's take the example with organs. You can have a big liver, but it is fat and lazy. You can have a big liver that is healthy. You can have a small liver that is fat and lazy. Or you can have a small liver that is healthy. Okay. So the health of a muscle is the quality of the cells and the fibers that they make. So there's muscle cells and muscle fibers, which is many cells. So LasikA pezl will give you healthy muscle fiber. Now, if you have a lot of that, there will be more strength, and there might be more muscle mass, but not necessarily. That's unrelated. Okay. I'll take an example for someone who watch a lot of kung fu movies. The muscle mass of the Chinese usually is very small muscles because the fibers are super tight and they're so strong. It is incredible. Now, Bruce Lee was a nice example of that. Such power, such strength in such minuscule muscles. Much stronger than the toughest of bodybuilders of the same era in the 1980s, okay, or 70s, forgot. So, muscle mass is all about looking sexy on the beach. But it's not essential for one who lives in the jungle. Okay? What you need is muscle quality, health. Now, if your muscles are very strong, but you constantly have stress in your mind, these strong muscles will apply a strong stress on your body. If your muscles are weak, having stress will have less impact on your body because the muscle will apply less force constantly everywhere, but it will destroy your nervous system, and having weak muscles is not indicated. It's not recommended. So the ideal is to have a healthy muscle fiber, but no stress that transits from the mind to the body, because stress in the mind, it becomes in the body a constant little contraction. It makes your jaw tight in the night. It makes your shoulders always contract. Okay? Stress, depending where you have in the body, can tighten in your legs. If you're afraid of the jungle, the world, like how nature was built with lions that kills zebras, then it's going to be the legs that tighten more. It's your contact with the earth. If your stress is in the trapeze, listen to your body, you carry the weight of the world. If it's in the jaw, it's the anger, So where you have your stress tells you which kind of stress you have. Okay. Let's go back to LasikA pezl. To properly apply the Siddhi, well, we always have personal growth to do to get better at ourselves, okay? So on most Siddhi, I teach personal growth. For this one, I recommend you study 3 masks of the ego called power, control, and manipulation. because it is the application of force. The word power is a beautiful word. It is the electricity we use, power. We need that power, electricity. It is the energy delivered when we burn fuel. Power is the energy in our body that moves our muscle. It's beautiful things to have power in its general sense. The ego mask of power is not the same thing as power in general. Power is just a word, okay? So if we refer to the ego mask now, it just starts to itch here, so I know I'm gonna have some kind of integration to do about power in my words. I believe I am disappointed in a few people right now. It's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. But every subtle thing for me rises because I want to know. So, I'm happy I just discovered that. Yeah, power. Old regrets from being a victim of bullying as a child comes back. I'm happy I found it. Good. So power in the masks of the ego is a form of arrogance. It is the immediate application of force of one human on others arrogantly, violently. It is uncompassionate. Do personal growth on when you want to apply force as an impact immediately only to gain something or to not face a reality. Okay? Out of arrogance, denial, egocentrically. Okay? Check yourself with that. And if it was done to you, if that power was applied to you, like being bullied, it's going to be a challenge, but you need to reach a state of forgiveness for the bullies and justice as a virtue, to not be bullied anymore. It's a balance. Both forgiveness and justice are important together. Good. Control is not a big application of force. It is a medium application of force constantly. So to be in control, the word control is beautiful. To have self-control, to control your movements in your body, to control your car while you're driving, have good control of the knife when you cook. Control is wonderful. The ego mask of control, we just have to make a discernment when it's an ego mask or when it's the proper word in the world. Okay, the ego mask of control out of arrogance is one human constantly applying force on others, one person or many. I want it to be like that. A controlling person. A constant reminder that things have to be done this or that way. Okay? So control is a constant application of force. Less force than power, still more than manipulation. That control is stress, a constant force of your muscles on your bone that hinder your health. And control is arrogant. It's born out of denials, sometimes fear. It makes you insecure and tight. So study yourself, okay? I'm not a controlling person. I don't want to control others. But I've got so much stress in my job. Control. Yeah, it's a form of control. Okay? Just open your mind about the possibilities. That was the last drop and an empty cup of coffee. I'll make another after. Maybe. Manipulation is a good word. To manipulate an object that is delicate. To be agile with your fingers and your hands. To manipulate variables in your mind. Complex formulas. Manipulation is a form of agility. It's a good thing. The ego mask of manipulation is when applying force with power doesn't work. It won't get you what you want out of arrogance. And you don't have control over others because they are uncontrollable. Then you'll try to be subtle. Lie. Oh, maybe if you do this, that will happen. Or say the things with such a good selection of word that the others will believe that you mean a thing while your intentions are another. A manipulative person. You don't like when it happens to you. Study yourself for if you do it to others. Okay? The ego mask of manipulation is an agility with your ego based on greed and obtaining what you want with no honesty, with no light. It's done in the shadows. Okay? So study yourself. Are you honest with yourself? Are you honest with others? Okay? Study yourself. Manipulation. I mean, we're not perfect. We're always doing our best. Thriving one step after another to get better and better. Okay? So just observe power, control, and manipulation. And that will amplify greatly your practice of the Siddhi, LasikA pezl. Alright? LasikA pezl is the transmission of force. It gives you the possibility of the good power, the good control, the good manipulation. It gives you healthy physical muscles, and in the body, more power, application of force, if you want to lift a heavy object. So there is strength in there. Control, so be more precise. Okay? It will affect your visual motor acuity. That is a form of coordination. We'll do the Siddhi of nervous system next week, and you see where the muscle combined with the nervous system for that visual muscular acuity, precision. That's control and also manipulation. Okay? Manipulation is very fine motor skills. Also in the mind, how to apply force, where to give effort, when and how to deploy a lot of force and effort. Control in the sense of determination, persistence, application of force over a period of time. And manipulation in agility, skillful means. Not necessarily the ego mask where you hide in the shadows and greedily try to make more to gain more, but manipulation in skills. Okay? So LasikA pezl will affect your body and your mind in that way. Cool? Observe your body and be aware in your mind. Breathe, inhabit, feel, and observe. LasikA pezl. LasikA pezl. Healthy muscles. The cells of the muscles are healthy. They also regenerate well when damaged. They will efficiently over-regenerate during the muscle growth process. Muscle cells that very well attach to the tendons, very strong in their binding to the tendons. Muscle cells that believe in you as you believe in them. And together, mind and body were strong, powerful, and relaxed. Skillfully apply force when required and rest when required. That is the good control, to know when to apply force and when to rest. LasikA pezl. Healthy muscle and a healthy application of power, control, and manipulation in your mind. LasikA pezl. Astimaja snayu LasikA pezl. Bone marrows and bone, tendons and ligaments, muscles. LasikA pezl. LasikA pezl. Raven, you made a mistake. You put a B like baby instead of P like paternal in the last pezl. P like Peter, property, point. LasikA pezl. I know with the sound through internet, it's hard. It's well made. Otherwise, Astimaja snayu LasikA pezl. We loves it. Just write pezl again. Nice, nice. I like this process. I'm going to tell you the name of this process in 2 weeks. I could tell you right now, but there's no point. Or it's fun. I don't know. Yeah, my intuition is wait. So that the next is always a surprise. Cool. I love you guys. Remember, if it is a strain on your finance, it is absolutely my pleasure to give you all this Dharma for free. But if you can afford it, please. This is one of my important means of living, and I can only keep teaching because of those who subscribe to my membership section on my website, mahavajra.com. If you can afford it, please. I'm in a position where I need this to live comfortably, and I am not rich. Oh no. Whenever I have an excess, I give to others, and I have not given to others for quite a while now. And every month there's more people canceling their membership than new ones that subscribe. So please, I need this to be able to continue to teach. However, do not build guilt if it is a strain on your own budget. We're all scrounging for a few bits now, okay? Please don't pay if it's going to cause you suffering or trouble. Don't. Take the wisdom, distribute it. Make sure that others know about it. My goal is not only to get new subscribers, but for this wisdom to be known. My major motivation is for humanity to thrive, to grow, to be healthy and happy, and discover the mysteries of compassion. Okay? Thank you for your understanding, and I wish you a very good week of LasikA pezl. A few minutes a day will make your muscles so healthy, but as your muscle grow in power and efficiency, it might reveal stress. Maybe not, but maybe it will reveal stress as they get better in 2 days, 3 days. Oh, you'll see that your muscle grows strong faster, okay? Much faster. So maybe do stretching, yoga, when you see specific muscle group tighten, and study the psychological reason for this amplified tightening. It's not the Siddhi giving you stress. It reveals if you already had it. Love you guys. Peace.